Over 15 plus countries have officially decided that they want to build a central bank digital currency on the XRP ledger. And this includes the Digital Euro Association, which partnered with Liable back in 2022 and just announced that they will be building the digital euro directly on the XRP ledger alongside a crazy great friend of theirs, which is the BRICS nations. Yes, central banks in BRICS, which include Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are exploring XRPL adoption for central bank digital currencies and for cross-border payment settlements and escrow. This goal is to shift away from the current traditionally owned SWIFT system, which is owned by the United States of America, into a more digitalized, decentralized system that each country can control on its own. Basically, XRP is about to dominate the world reserve currencies, it's about to be facilitating global payments, and it's about to be gaining wide-scale adoption, which is prompting a lot of analysts to project that XRP will hit over $8,000 by October 31st, when all of this is set to begin getting implemented. In fact, when you look at the facts here, it's gotten so much so that some analysts have even predicted $35,000 per XRP, like in this case, the managing director of the Hill Capital, a major venture capitalist firm, which said that XRP could be worth between $10,000 and $35,000. And highlighted that XRP may become the world's bridge currency and that everything is happening right now as CBDC XRP integration within the global central banking system has officially begun to unveil. A massive, massive announcement that broke the internet. And so you have to listen to it personally before we delve deep into some more details.
That could be resolved in a variety of ways, but it could also be resolved in regulation coming in over the top. We know it's imminent though, right? So when I say imminent, I would be surprised if a quarter from now we're really still embroiled in the SEC lawsuit, because I think the state of affairs throughout the world is such that we're going to need a solution like an XRP for liquidity purposes sooner rather than later. So the question is then, okay, we've magically resolved it. Where does the price go? It's easy to project that it's a double-digit number. So I think it immediately shoots up to a $10, potentially $20. The wild card to me is that there is actually a deal to be done among the central banks and governments to basically have XRP work as the world's bridge currency, a neutral asset that could be traded between the central banks to move a specific type of fiat to another type of fiat. If that's what occurs, it's back to what we were discussing earlier. It's got to cover kind of all the money. And I think you're looking at a range that XRP would settle on agreement. So this would happen instantaneously, somewhere between $10,000 and $35,000 a coin. And our lives will be, maybe the same, maybe different. I don't know. Probably a little different.
Back to the big picture, back to the money, and back to XRP hitting over $8,000. Guys, take a look at this, because billions, trillions in fact, are about to be unfolded onto the XRP ledger as the official administration of America, Donald Trump, the president, signs a bill unlocking trillions into the XRP ledger. That is the reality of this bill. While it says that it's unlocking trillions into the US economy and American cryptocurrencies, XRP is the #1 American cryptocurrency, and it's leading in the Federal Reserve payment infrastructure. Like, for example, just 48 hours ago, Eric Trump went up publicly and said that he has a very close relationship with the founder of XRP, and he highlighted that he knows Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple XRP. On top of this, the Federal Reserve just received a new bill to modernize their payment system, meaning they're going to change and update their payment infrastructures, likely to use the #1 American cryptocurrency, which is XRP. On top of this, the President of the United States of America actually declared that only 4 cryptocurrencies, or the American cryptocurrencies, actually are going to have a 0% capital gains tax, or any sort of tax, 0% tax on American cryptocurrencies, and he specifically highlighted XRP by name, which is actually a massive development. But all of this is set to take place when something bigger is about to happen. Something crazy is about to unfold. The unlock of $654.39 trillion that everybody is talking about, and it's positioned to move the XRP market and the XRP ledger substantially, hundreds if not thousands of dollars, and in fact for one specific currency over $60,000. And yes, this cryptocurrency is literally on the XRP ledger, but let's delve deep into this. And it all begins with a massive institution known as RealFi that we've talked about on this channel that is actually speculated that these guys are partnered with Ripple. They are huge, and they've recently announced that they've officially unlocked the ability for people to buy million-dollar homes in America, in Canada, and all of North America on the XRP ledger. Imagine how crazy. The unlock of over $2 billion worth of real estate and 10,000 plus properties and 50 plus locations across the world, or North America specifically. And they're using the XRP ledger. And this brings us to the real token, which is actually massive because this is on the XRP ledger and is going to make millionaires. I mean, that's my personal opinion, but obviously I'm extremely bullish. It's ranked number 12 in trending, and this is huge. I mean, this is a big deal. It's up 10% in the last 24 hours, and look at the charts, guys. A massive breakout is literally brewing, one that would take the price into new all-time highs. Some people say that we're probably going to hit over $50 within the next 12 to 24 hours because of all the massive demand that's about to inflow and the very low supply. But of course, the real numbers that we're looking at is over $65,000, only 1% of the total $650 trillion entering into the XRP ledger via real token. Like, the facts are clear. Take a look at this. This is XRP Queen, a massive analyst with over, I think, 100,000 followers. And she says, even with just 1% of the $650 trillion global market enters into real token on the XRP ledger, it was skyrocketed from 2 cents to 64,500. And it's all because of its very low supply. We're talking base one supply is 22 million. That is nothing. Guys, think about it like this. If $100,000 in daily transaction volume actually enters real token, we are looking at it instantaneously skyrocketing into the hundreds of dollars, $700-800 from 2 cents. There's just not enough real token to be able to, capture the demand. So obviously the price will have to skyrocket as a result. And that's only $100,000 in daily trading volume. It sounds crazy, but again, I'm not financial advisor, always doing research. But guys, the charts and everything says so. Literally right now, $10,000 invested into real token would literally skyrocket the price up maybe to like $5, $10. Again, it's insane, but it's because, again, very low supply. This project is very small. It's still very, very early. I think they launched out 2 or 3 months ago. Yet it's expanding massively. I mean, 2 or 3 months ago, and these guys are up to, I think, 3,000 wallets, which is insane. And they're not listed on a single centralized exchange. There's no mass marketing campaign. Imagine once this thing gets listed on centralized exchanges, people are going to see it. You're going to see mass scale adoption, mass scale purchase orders, and the price is just going to absolutely soar. And you might think I'm crazy, but the reality is we've seen this happen once real token first launched. I mean, again, this thing is about 2 months old, so we've experienced it live. This thing went from 1/100th of a penny all the way up to like 3 cents, which is insane. It's extremely bullish, and people made hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So literally, all you have to do is look at the charts, look at the facts, look at the past, and you realize that this is one of the #1 projects that is literally going to make people rich overnight. And again, it comes down to utility, right? Utility, real world assets, and built on the XRP ledger, and real token checks every single box. But it even exceeds that because it has a very low supply and massive demand. It solves a real multi-trillion-dollar problem that is something that everybody globally is going to use. So guys, take a look at this right here. This is the scorecard for the real token, and it's received one of the highest scores, in fact, the highest score alongside XRP, XLM, XDC, all the projects that are literally worth billions in market cap, in fact, hundreds of billions of dollars in market cap. This is real token received 10 out of 10, bank scores 100%, KYC scores 100%, and it has over 3,473 wallets, which is insane because it's expanding every single day. And again, when you look at it, it's backed by a massive institution that actually uses the real token. And you realize this because even the RealFi institution, which you guys can check them out at purify.com, scroll all the way down their website, they make it clear that they actually use the real token. It says earn rewards with every purchase, and then it shows you the real token. You can click find out more or buy now. Again, this is extremely bullish. Why? Because the RealFi institution actually uses real token within their infrastructure and within their system. And again, everything that we said in this video is factual. Here's another example of it. RealFi announcing that they've officially unlocked over 50 plus locations using real token on the XRP ledger, where you can now buy real estate. Again, this is 50 plus locations all in North America. And over 10,000 plus properties valued over $2 billion across residential and commercial real estate are now available for purchase using once again, the real token, which is on the XRP ledger, a cryptocurrency built on the XRP ledger. Explore the full list of properties. You can check them out right here. But again, this is extremely bullish. There's going to be so much money made as a result of like getting into real token extremely early. And it's the same as, you know, what happened with Bitcoin. People bought Bitcoin at $1, skyrocketed 120,000. People bought XRP at like under a penny, and it skyrocketed to now $2.50, $2.38. But the same opportunity is here, except at scale. We're talking about you going in, you know, to real token when it is literally, this is like the cheapest it's ever going to get. Getting into it at these dirt cheap rates of, look at this, 2 cents, and then potentially skyrocketing to $65,000. And again, this is very feasible, very logical, because when you look at the amount of supply, there's not much supply to go around, yet there's massive, large-scale adoption that is literally about to unfold right in front of our eyes. And it's all but to dump and jump right into the real token. So guys, I'm going to end the video here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Guys, check out all the links in the description. If you want to get yourself a nice bag of real token, I got my $10 bag. You can check it out again. Not a financial advisor, it's not financial advice. It's doing research, and peace.